Hi everyone! I celebrated my 21st birthday a couple weeks ago and I thought I'd just share the process of me getting ready. So here I am taking my hair out and I'm just going to comb through it and prepare it for curling. Here I'm just taking this duckbill clip and pinning the top layer of my hair up so that I can start curling the bottom half. So I'm going to start by taking a small, about 1-inch section of hair and running my curling iron through it. I'm going to wrap my hair up and through the curling iron and then hold it there for a few seconds before releasing. After this, I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers to make sure the shape is right, then I'll go ahead and repeat with the rest of my hair. So here you can see I finished the bottom portion of my hair. I'm just going to kind of crunch it and make sure it looks right before moving on to the next section. Here I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same process just with the upper half of my hair, and between each curl I also like to try and alternate the direction of my wand so that I can make sure I'm getting more definition and volume. So this is what that side of my hair looks like all finished. Just running my hands through, making sure it looks okay. I've got this funky little piece of hair going on. We're going to fix that later, but now we're going to go ahead and move on to the other side. So again, just repeating that same process that y'all already saw, but on the other half of my hair. Make sure you just leave it in there for a couple seconds. Don't leave it in too long, otherwise you'll end up like that girl who burned off a chunk of her hair. But she did end up on Ellen, so I mean, I guess there's some perks to that. Also, another thing I like to do after I take the wand out is kind of like bounce it in my hand, just because I find that it helps retain the shape a little better. Oh, and here I am just showing y'all what I was listening to when I was getting ready. At this moment, it was On the Way by Khaled. Love Khaled, so good. And oh goodness, yeah, that chunk of hair got a little bit funky, but again, don't worry, I'm fixing it right now. So here you can see the somewhat finished hair. I put in all the big basic curls, but I'll definitely go through later and just touch it up and style it a little more. So now that my hair is pretty much done, I'm just going to take that duckbill clip again and pin my hair back so that I can get started on my personal favorite part, which is the makeup. So here you can see I'm just going to go ahead and brush through my eyebrows a little bit. I don't ever actually do them just because they're naturally pretty thick, so instead I'm just going to go ahead and move on to foundation. Here I'm using the Naked Foundation by Urban Decay, and I'm going to mix that with my L'Oreal True Match, which is a few shades darker, because as you can see it's a tad bit too light for me, so I just mix those together to get to the right skin tone. Next, I'm going in with my Real Technique sponge, which I did run through water prior to using, and I'm just blending all of that foundation out and definitely making sure to get down to my neck so that everything looks smooth and seamless. Sometimes I want a little more coverage, so I'll just add on a second layer of foundation and then just blend that all out with my sponge. To set my foundation, I'll be going in with my Maybelline Better Skin powder, and taking that on a big fluffy brush, I'll just brush that all over my skin. Next, I'll be taking this random Avon blush palette, and I'll just be mixing those two colors together and then brushing that back onto my cheekbones. Next, I'll be moving on to highlight, And for this, I'm going to take these two drugstore palettes. One is by e.l.f. and the other is by Wet n Wild. And I'll just kind of mix those two together and then brush that on the tops of my cheekbones. Moving on to eyes, I'll first go in with this NYX eyeshadow base and then just rub that all over my eyelids to prime my eyes for eyeshadow. For my eyeshadow, I'll be using the Naked 3 palette. I've kind of got a rose gold theme going on, so that's why I decided to use this one. First, I'll be going in with Limit and brushing that all over my lid as kind of just like a base transition color. Next, I'll be taking Trick, which is my absolute favorite color in the palette, and I'm going to try and focus that more on the inner half of my eyelid. Next, I'll be taking Nooner, and I'll be focusing that more on the outer half of my eyelid. Finally, I'll be taking the more pointed end of this brush, and I'll be going in with Factory and focusing that on my outer V just to try and darken up the look a little bit. And then with any look, you'll want to blend everything out so that there are no harsh lines left behind. For eyeliner, I'll be taking this Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner and then just lining my lids. I'll be doing a winged liner, which I could not do on camera, so please excuse me, I'll be out of frame for just a second. So here's the finished liner, not too shabby. After this, I decided to try and attempt false lashes, which I am absolutely terrible at. I don't know why I tried to do this again, but I did, and let me tell you, it did not work out. You'll see here in a sec, I'll be ripping that false lash off, yep. So instead, I'll just be going in with my favorite drugstore waterproof mascara and doing that. Now for lips, I'll be using this random drugstore lip palette that I got. I'll try and link everything below in case you're wondering what I'm using. But yeah, I'm just taking that color, it's a deep brown color, on a Q-tip and rubbing that all over my lips. And then I'll be topping all of that off with a NYX matte lip cream. So here is pretty much the finished look. To set all of my makeup, I'll be going in with this NYX matte setting spray. Gotta wave it off, make sure it's all dry. Then after that, I'll be going back to my hair and just trying to fix a few of those pieces. I couldn't figure out how I want to style my hair, so I just decided to get dressed instead. Here I'm wearing the Charlotte Russe jumpsuit. It was like 20 bucks, super good deal, super cute. And yeah, still don't know what to do with my hair, so finally I just decided to take half of my hair and just pin it back with a couple bobby pins, and yeah. So here's just a short clip of me at brunch with the finished look. I inserted a couple pictures in case you want to see what the whole outfit looked like. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye!